just like such a thing. Once you're there, then I can like sit down and
You gotta just, cuddle up, cuddle in.
yeah.
You gotta fit your square.
I gotta get a feel
my
for
triangle.
Fit my square peg in your triangle hole.
Yeah. It's like Tetris. There's only enough room for the two of us, and the blocks fall down. 1, Ryan. 2, Jacob. And it just fits right in the hole. And then you're like, Tetris, I won. That's what it's like here.
That's what it's like, a thrilling game of Tetris.
We are a thrilling game of Tetris. Huzzah!
Ooh. Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah. I've got a snap.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Strawberry bubbly seltzer water.
Speaking of...
it's delicious.
Well, we probably shouldn't talk about soda anymore since we did that last week.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that.
I was just going to say pop is weird because, like, a lot of people out here in the Midwest say pop. And like, I think I did, and like my family always did, like when I, like back in the day. But eventually, I started to just hating how it sounded. Like, oh, I need to grab a pop.
It sounds kind of childish,
So I just started saying soda all the time. Like, I don't know, like, but when I think of it, I'm like, does my family still say pop? And I don't think they do. But maybe
it's a dying
maybe
thing.
they
I never liked it, so
or maybe they do, and I just like tune it out. But I don't know. For some reason, the term pop is like weird to me.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it should describe a sound and not describe.
Yeah, like a pop filter.
Yeah, pop filter. Making it so you can't hear them deep P's in the microphone.
Those plosives.
Those plosive microphone
as they're called.
P's.
All right, so, I was saying earlier, because you stepped in that big-ass puddle of water in the backyard, and...
It was so terrible.
Yeah, and that sounds like a nightmare, and I was thinking, like...
I'm wet right now.
I started wearing these, we might have talked about it a little bit before. I started wearing these, I guess they're called joggers, but they're kind of like tracksuit pants, where they're like, kind of polyester, and... I mean, you can get like sweatpant material ones, but the ones I have are like polyester, and they taper down the leg, and then they have like that taller cuff at the bottom.
Yeah,
you've seen
you've
seen people wearing them. Some guys wear them to the gym.
Popular brand Adidas.
Popular brand Adidas. Some people like wear them to the gym, and I got a pair. I actually got a pair at Dollar General.
Whoa!
Because I went in there.
$1.
No, they weren't $1. As we talked about before,
sure, at Dollar General has things that were more
expensive. The only one that, there's multiples that have things for just $1, but Dollar Tree's only like chain one. But anyways, I was in Dollar General like getting something completely different, and I saw they had a clothing rack, and I was like, oh, I'll just go check out all that clearance shit over there. And there was a pair of these joggers, and I was like, I'm willing to try these out, because they were like $7. So I just picked up a pair, and then like that night I tore the tag off. I'm like, let's see what the big fuss is about these pants.
Man.
And I was like, holy fuck, these are like the most like comfortable. Like, I kind of want to wear them like all the time, but then it just kind of looks like you're wearing pajamas all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to wear track pants.
Like if I'm going out,
the gym maybe.
If I'm going out into public at all, like I typically will at least have on a pair of jeans and a hoodie or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Those are my going out clothes. Jeans and a t-shirt. Solid.
Welcome to People Also Search For.
Welcome, everyone.
The coziest pajama wearing, jeans and a hoodie wearing podcast of all time. So, I got a great question for you, Ryan.
What is that question, Jacob?
Have you seen that fucking weird ass fish that has like a human face? that's like been going around on the
I don't
internet.
think that I have. Though.
It's fine, Ryan. Just give that a look-see there. I saw it a few days ago. By the time this comes out, it's going to be like a half of a month old news. But, if you haven't seen it, just search fish with a human face. It looks really weird. There's like a little video clip of it. It was in China. In China.
Spooky fish in the Chinese lake looks like it has a human face.
I went to China and I encountered a very disturbing fish down there. It was huge. And it had a human face on it.
Should we go to people.com?
People.com. Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a spooky fish in Chinese lake that looks like it has a human face.
That looks like it has a human face.
Yeah, it's a good title. I like it. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the thing. Well, should I look up a picture of it?
Oh, there's a little video clip.
I don't know if it'll play. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, Mike. Oh my. He looks like a Sentinel face from the X-Men.
I don't...
Like
is it a bad
robot
guy,
head?
or-
No, yeah, no, they're like these robot things.
Is it from
I feel-
the animated X-Men from
Yeah,
the 90s?
Hang on. I don't know if what I'm remembering is right. I think it's Sentinel X-Men. And does the fish look like this? Oh, I want it from the original animated. Oh, yeah. This.
Like the 90s animated?
Yeah, like that. That's what the face looked like on that fish.
So this is from the cartoon where they had like the yellow jumpsuits.
Yeah. Well, it's been in a lot of things, but it's the older design of Sentinel. He's just got like a very masculine skull, like robot face.
Yeah, I guess nobody would really care about the fish unless they actually look at it, but it is pretty weird looking.
I mean, I'm trying to describe it the best I can with the Sentinel face thing.
Oh. Well, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
It looks kind of similar, but I would say the fish has a more human looking face. And really it's not, its face isn't human like. It's more of, it has a human face looking pattern on the top of its head.
Yeah. I don't think those are his eyes. Like that's.
There's the yellow one. Apparently, yeah. The one that they saw in China. And it's weird because like that image almost looks like less of a human face than the one that's like a 3/4 view.
Yep. Like this. Yeah, because it's got the clear line behind the eyes.
Yeah, and it's
the shadow of the side of the head.
Yeah, exactly. And because it's like an optical illusion, really.
It's a beautiful illusion. It's like a man swimming right at you.
A seaman.
A seaman.
Like
What?
that Dreamcast
like
game.
I played that one time, I think, and I don't think I could ever get it to work. I think you could like plug in a microphone and talk to the
Yeah,
Seaman.
exactly. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah. Oh, Seaman.
I actually never got to play it because I didn't have access to a Dreamcast.
Oh, that would be a great one to play on. People also search for plays.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is not a. Wasn't he like Leonard Nimoy or something? Oh, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was. The narration was voiced by Leonard Nimoy. It's like just to make the game even more like strange. This does look like that fish.
Except this is more of like the faces on the front of the fish. Whereas the fish from the news article, it more just has like a pattern that's on the top of its head.
I think that I like the one that's real better, the news article fish. It's
Yeah.
an interesting creature.
But you would have to imagine that if the human image, like if the mouth being right there opened, it would be going like down and then to the side. Whereas a fish's mouth is like at the front of its like form, essentially.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the blobfish? Have you ever seen one of these?
Yeah, that's like a meme.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real thing, but it looks way different when it's in the water, though.
Do you think it looks like a melted Doug Funny?
Oh, man. Yeah, it really does.
It does. Blobfish is Doug Funny. I swear.
That might be one of the most astute observations you've ever made in your life, Ryan.
Yeah? Wait, should I look up Doug Funny to confirm?
I wonder if there's like a meme of that already. Like Doug Funny versus
Doug
Blobfish.
Funny Blobfish? That's not a bad search.
Okay. It's not a bad
It does
search.
look like Doug Funny.
Oh, yeah, it really does. Like when you said that, and maybe I've thought that before, but just never like connected the dots.
Okay. Doug Funny Blobfish. Okay, we're just getting a lot of pictures of blobfish. And
Well, there's one that
not
has
good.
Bill Murray next to it. Is that Bill Murray?
No, Doug.
Oh, that's a fucking. I heard about that meme. It's Ted Cruz. Apparently, everyone has a different like thing that they think Ted Cruz looks like.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think they talk about. I don't know. They talked about it on something I watch, and some people think he looks like a certain animal or.
Okay, what does Ted Cruz look like? Dracula.
No, that's the grandpa from the Munsters.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I'm just gonna go to images.
Well, one of the links that was on there was Know Your Meme.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The first two. Know
Oh,
Your
Ted
Meme.
Cruz meme. Yeah. Oh, Ted Cruz looks like.
Oh, he looks like Kevin from The Office. Alf.
Oh.
Oh, is that the Goosebumps?
Goosebumps ventriloquist dummy. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I don't agree with that one as much, but if Ted Cruz was about 100 pounds heavier and bald, he would look like the guy from The Office. That side by side was very accurate.
I agree. And I don't really. Okay, there's more with the blobfish.
Oh, I like the one that he's next to Marceline's dad from Adventure Time.
Yeah,
That's a really
that's a
silly
good
one.
That's
I
a
love
good
that.
one.
It's so cute.
If you look at their suits and their shoulders, though, really similar. They even got a button in the same place.
I gotta say, Ryan, I gotta let you know.
Yeah,
Adventure Time is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. It's just so great. It's so silly, and I love the character designs. I don't know how much of it you've ever watched, but I've seen about 8 seasons.
You've seen all 8. How many are there?
Like 12 or 13, I think.
Oh, so you watched it, but it still kept going. It's kind of like The Simpsons. It's like
Well-
we've all watched it.
Well,
But it's still going.
I
It's
actually
gonna always be going.
Yeah, I actually started watching it again from where I left off when I found out that it's on Hulu.
Mm.
So I
So
did.
you've recently watched it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I did one of my Inktober drawings of the Ice King, just because I had been thinking of Adventure Time a lot. It's just such an adorable show, and some of the humor is like random and like druggy. Ryan's breaking the internet over here.
The internet's failing me right now. This is the first
Ted
time.
Cruz broke our
He
internet.
did. This is the first time my searching bar
Thanks
has
a lot,
been
Ted Cruz. You broke
screwing up.
You destroyed the people also search for control panel.
I think he just made me spit all over it, though. Maybe that's why it's broken. I don't know. You haven't made me spit yet, but I'm.
Oh, you mean I didn't make you spit take on the keyboard?
Yeah. But I have in the past, so that
I
could
know.
be why it's. I don't know. That can't be why.
I doubt
the big G is losing. It's failing us. I tried typing in Adventure Time.
The big G.
Yeah, the big G. You know, the big G in the sky.
Go back to the one with the fish with a human face, because like our original search, because
Yeah, there we go.
because
This
we
one.
need to
This one.
we need to go to the front page.
Under the sea.
Yeah, go back to the front page and Let's see what happens
I
when we go
like
to
to be
people also search for.
under the sea. People also search. Wait, search for people also search for?
No, I said go down to the bottom and see what the people also search for. Oh, there is not anyone down there, so.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do that bit
Oh.
on our podcast people also search for. So, it doesn't matter.
We could write in people
Uh,
also search.
Well, no, like
for-
sometimes there's related links
Yeah, there are. I think
of
that's only
of
on-
whatever you search for, but maybe our search was not popular enough.
Maybe. I mean,
God damn it, Ryan.
there are only 394 million results in 0.56 seconds. Dang, Google, you fast. I mean, Big G. It's our pet name for Google.
Big G.
The Big G. You know, you got that uppercase G. You got them two
Well-
lowercase O's and another lowercase G. G-O-O-G-L-E.
Wow, you're a really talented rapper there.
Big G.
You can make sponsored rap content for Google.
Yeah, Google, if you want to feature that clip of audio on your next advertisement, just get at us. I'm
Well,
incredibly
Get at Ryan.
affordable.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna do that. There's nothing to do with Jacob here. That's just me and you, Google. Yeah. All right, get at me. All right, cool.
Well, if it weren't for Google,
We wouldn't be able to do anything.
well, we wouldn't even have the name of our. I mean, I don't know if they invented like the term people also search for when you're using an internet browser.
No idea.
But yeah, there's, I guess it's broad enough of a like phrase that it doesn't matter that we used it.
Yeah, they inspired us to make the people
Yeah.
also search.
And
for
plus,
a
like,
podcast.
we say-
we're the first people to use it for a podcast. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, Jacob.
Well, I kind of doubt that, but we're not gonna lie. Neither one of us uses Yahoo exclusively.
That's true.
I mean, I'm an Android user over here,
and I'm an Apple.
so I already. You use Apple for your phone,
Yeah, just for my phone.
but I'm an Android user, so I already have like Chrome on the Android phone,
You're gonna use Chrome.
and I already had a Gmail email address, and I use YouTube a lot, so it just works out that way.
Yeah, the Big G is the best.
Anyways, I'm sure people don't want to hear any more about the Big G.
You're right.
But I was asking you before, like, have you watched Adventure Time at all?
I have. I watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons, I think, and then I stopped after that. It was when I was in college. I was into it.
Oh, okay.
It was just like there was some really sad stuff, and like
Yeah.
there's like real emotion in that show. You
Exactly.
know? It was goofy, but it like had such a good story. Like it was a legitimate story.
It's definitely goofy. Like, it's goofy for like druggies.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like an adult that likes it. Because if you're a kid that likes it, I mean, it's on Cartoon Network, so
Yeah, of course. It's expected.
yeah, everything for, every animated show for kids is pretty much gonna be goofy.
I'm an adult that likes cartoons, so I'm gonna like Adventure Time.
Yeah, it's not like a druggy thing though. It just kind of has that like random humor that people associate with like being high or whatever. But
Yep. Well, when you've got fruits and bananas with faces,
yeah,
I don't see why you wouldn't.
that's actually one of my favorite Adventure Time. Speaking of fruits with faces,
Yeah.
is Lemon Grab.
Lemon grab. That's who I was thinking of.
I fucking loved that character, and like the first time, like when the original episode came out with him, and he screamed unacceptable. He's like, unacceptable. I fucking lost my shit. Like, I loved that moment, and then like from then on, I was like, Lemon Grab's one of my favorite characters of that show.
Yes. Yeah.
I also like Peppermint Butler.
Peppermint Butler. Yeah.
Yeah, because like
he's a cool man.
just of his voice and like his character design.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite was always Lumpy Space Princess at the beginning.
Oh yeah, she was a classic. Yeah.
Does that character keep coming back, like, even in the later seasons?
Yeah, there's actually, like, you know how they started doing, like, gender bender characters?
Yeah.
It's so great when they get to making her male counterpart, because you know how, like, her voice is so, like, annoying, like, oh my god, hey Finn.
Yeah.
Hey girl. So when they made the male version, they even, like, did, like, a meta joke, and then they made his voice be like, hello there Finn.
Like, really
It
classy.
is such a, or hello there Fiona. It is such a pleasure to see you today. Like like a velvety, nice voice, and he has, like, a little wispy mustache. It's, like, so fucking hilarious.
Oh man, I need to watch some future LSP
Yeah,
videos.
even if it's, like, just that episode, like, that one's really funny just because of how they did the character.
Yeah, I'm sure there's, like, I bet there's clips on YouTube of just LSP, like
Yeah, like,
scenes
funniest moments.
funniest moments. Yeah, I should look that up at some point. Not gonna do that here. There's too many to count. But
I also have to say Jake has to be one of my
oh yeah,
favorite characters just because of the name thing, and also because it's Joe DiMaggio does the voice of him. Like, he's Bender, you know, like, it's such a classic voice. And then also, like, the concept for his character is fun because he's a shapeshifter and he just, like, turns into whatever, like, weird shape or, like, object he needs to be.
Yeah, they really didn't limit him at all. Like, he can be anything he wants to be.
They just, like, I don't know, they had, like, such a good idea for that show because they could take it in any direction, you know?
Yeah, it could be anything. It was just like, but I don't know, because it is what it is.
There's no gimmick, you know? It's, like, just really broad, and, like, some of the adventures are not even, like, adventures. Some of the episodes are, like, a psychedelic fucking trip where it makes no sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, like, really break the canon of the show. Some of them are, like, I don't know, just, like, there's even ones that are, like, alternate universe versions of them.
Yeah.
And they, like, literally have nothing to do. Like, they have, like, mild touches of, like, the original character. But it's like, what if he was in this universe? It's fun.
Yeah, you know, that there's not many shows that have done that before, where they just change the style of the show and it seems right. I don't know if I can even. There's, like, Space Dandy did that.
Oh yeah.
But I can't think of any other shows. I mean, that's our anime mention of the episode. Space Dandy, get at that. That's a cool show.
I did actually watch that a few times. Like, I never, like, watched the whole show or anything, but it was a very, like, bizarre, fun show with, like, lots of weird characters and shit.
Yeah.
That's probably, like, one of the big things that makes a good cartoon for me is, like, having a bunch of weird characters.
Weird characters. I don't know. Weird characters don't necessarily make the cartoon. I'm sure there's probably, like, a lot of them that have, like, some weird characters, but it's just, like, a bad show, so they don't really.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's not, like, a necessity, like, to make a good cartoon, but, like, think of how like, cartoonish, like, the Batman universe could be, like, where, like, the supervillains are just kind of, I mean, I guess any comic book, like, lore, but I've been kind of thinking about, like, the DC universe lately. It just has, like, the cast of characters. Like, I kept watching Gotham again and getting back into that show because it's like, way to go, Ryan. Once again. Although, I to be fair, I didn't silence my phone either. Nobody is trying to talk to me because I don't have any friends.
It's okay, Jacob. I'll be your friend.
I know
I'll be your friend, Jacob.
But yeah, anyways, like, that's one thing I like about and then, like, you know, we're both a pretty big fan of One Piece.
Mm-hmm. One Piece.
And, like,
Eiichiro Oda.
I love the dynamic, like, group of, like, characters that there are in the main like good guys, you know, like, there's just a broad variety, and I like that kind of thing in in a cartoon, and Adventure Time definitely does that, and bizarre shows. I guess like
Flapjack.
Yeah,
Flapjack.
Even like SpongeBob, that's a pretty classic one.
They did some really weird stuff, especially when SpongeBob like now the SpongeBobs they're making like now are much weirder than they used to be.
Yeah, I'm sure I should like watch that some more too, because I'm like becoming a lot more obsessed with cartoons lately. We've been talking about, we talked a lot in the first like few episodes about cartoons, like it came up quite a bit. And I noticed lately we actually didn't talk about cartoons that much, so this is perfect.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is perfect. And speaking of a cast of bizarre characters, where you can find that? And also speaking of SpongeBob, of course.
Yeah.
You remember when they went to it's one of the original episodes, that bus that like went
Rock Bottom.
Yeah, Rock Bottom.
I know exactly where you're going with that. Oh man. Yeah, I remember that. And then everybody was
bring it around. Yeah, when he tried to talk to somebody.
Could you please face in the other direction so I don't need to see your stupid face like that?
Oh man,
that's childish humor right there, first class.
That's what we're all about here.
Yep.
Childish, cartoonish humor.
Jokes.
Pooty jokes.
Well, to be fair, SpongeBob they came up with that, and it really, to remember it this many years later, it must have really made a reflection on me.
Oh, of course, and I would definitely say that joke is not rock bottom.
No, it's pretty good.
Because they didn't do a ton of like fart jokes in SpongeBob.
No, and that wasn't even really a fart joke, because it was more about like the fact that you were like spitting in somebody's face when you were talking to them, like sticking your tongue out.
If anything, like, I would say like their version of like a fart sound would have been that dolphin noise they used for like
probably. Oh, like when when SpongeBob's reading the swear word of the dumpster.
Yeah,
it's making like boat horn noises.
Yeah, and then him and Patrick at one point play eels and escalators.
Yeah.
And then like SpongeBob's just like escalators, and he rolls the dice, and Patrick's just like eels, and SpongeBob's like swears.
Yeah. A dolphin noise.
I remember when I was a little kid and I watched that, my parents like came in the room and they were just like, I always thought SpongeBob was a nice family friendly show.
Oh, they didn't like that.
I don't know if you should be watching this. And I was like, oh, come on. Like,
yeah, they're just trying to make a point.
Yeah, exactly. That you shouldn't swear.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. It's bad. It's bad for the environment. The environment of people around you. You just infect them and they all want to just swear all the time.
I want to swear all the fucking time, Ryan.
That's super mean to do. No, I cuss like a sailor.
Yeah. We don't swear all the time, but we definitely like swearing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a stress reliever. It's, I don't know, it just makes you feel good. We've talked about a lot of things with, like, a lot of objects that have a face that should not have a face.
Really?
And we have, because we talked about the human like face, the human face fish at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And then we were talking about Adventure Time and talking about all the characters that have faces and they're like apples and
inanimate objects.
Inanimate objects. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm just like,
and then Batman, he's a bat with a human
he's a
face.
bat with a human face. He just flies around. He's got big old bat talons and he just rips apart his enemies.
He's not even a bat. He's not even a human. He's just a bat with a human face, and it's a bat,
tiny human face.
It's a bat named Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's a and he just flies around and he tries to interact with society, but he can't because he's so different from everybody, because nobody wants to hang out with a bat.
I guess not.
Yeah, that's how the story went. And then he went and hung out with bats because they accepted him and they trained him. They trained him into the hero known as Batman, who protects Gotham.
Right? Oh man, That gives me a funny idea, Ryan.
Yeah, what is that idea, Jacob?
Well, wait, before I say it, um, just since we were talking about Batman, last weekend we went to see Joker. Although this is gonna be like 2 months, like when this comes out, it'll have been like 2 months since Joker was released. So it's not like
it's not
like
spoilers. Or
it's not news or anything. Well, I don't really want to talk about it too much.
Spoilers. It was a.
I just wanted to mention it because like Ryan and I both liked it, and I heard a lot of other people liked it, and it made a shit ton of money. But if you haven't seen Joker, you don't really need to know anything about the Batman universe. I would say the movie's more about like being mentally disturbed more than anything.
Like all of us.
Kind of like in the same way that like Walter White in Breaking Bad was mentally disturbed. So I don't know. I would recommend everyone to go watch it and support DC a little bit, because God knows everyone's getting sick of that fucking Marvel bullshit.
I like that Marvel bullshit, Jacob. I will not stand for you.
Okay, I was
making
just
fun of my Marvel
bullshit. I was just trying to be subversive because I don't really like it.
I know. I like Marvel a lot.
And that's not to say that I love DC by any means, but I was always a fan of Batman. Even when I was a little kid, I loved the animated Batman series.
Anybody could be a fan of Batman because there's so many different Batmans for like everyone's taste.
Exactly.
Where it's like, there's a Batman for you. There's a Batman in all of us.
There's a Batman in all of us.
Yeah, there's a Batman in all of us. Whether it be funny, edgy, off the cuff. Batman for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I like how they're trying to make some of it like gritty and disturbing, sort of like how Watchmen was. And the Joker did that really well.
Yes.
I'm never going to stand up for Batman v Superman because that movie was a fucking waste of 3 hours that I'll never get back.
That's why I never went.
And then as far as any of the other films, I haven't really seen any of them because I haven't seen Wonder Woman. I haven't seen Justice League.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of catching up.
I haven't seen Aquaman. So I don't know if any of those are even good, but, I want to watch them at some point. But I don't know. I don't know.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite, like, in that universe of the movies. The standalone
of the Marvel ones, you mean?
Of the Marvel ones, like the group hero movies, like Avengers, and I think that Guardians of the Galaxy is probably my favorite when it comes to that. But my favorite standalone is Doctor Strange.
Yeah, me too.
Doctor Strange is a good movie. Like
I would say that or Deadpool.
Yeah, and that's what's nice about like that one too, is it's the first one, so you could watch that without knowing anything else about the Marvel universe. And I mean,
Wait, what do you mean the first one?
It's like the origin of like Doctor Strange. So like you just watch. It's number one. Like there's no like. It's not like you only see him as like a guest character in another movie. Like it's you see how he becomes Doctor Strange. So you could watch it and you won't be confused.
Oh, because it's not like tied into any other people in his movie.
Yeah, there's like a few like appearances, but you wouldn't technically like if you were watching it, it wouldn't like be a detriment if you didn't know who they were.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty like standalone film.
Watch that one if you're gonna watch one.
And I even heard because I kind of looked into it after we saw Joker. I discovered that the Joker movie is like not really tied into like the canon of Batman, like the Batman universe.
And I think it was my favorite DC movie, like period. I think it was my favorite movie that I've ever seen that was related to DC. So I don't think because I know The Dark Knight was like the big one where it was like, wow, we changed and it's like, this was really good. Yeah. It was an amazing movie. And
yeah, that's true.
And I actually think they topped that with this one.
Oh yeah.
So even if they remade like a whole new series that was a spin-off of this in the style that it was, and I don't know if it would be as good as this one because this is a standalone movie. It's
well,
so
and
great.
also because this is like coming out at a time when the show Gotham is already done.
Yeah.
And Gotham like set up the whole canon of like all of the backstories. I don't know how well they do justice to the comic book backstories, but I honestly love the show Gotham. Like, I think I'm coming up on the 4th season pretty soon, and it's just like very thrilling. Like, it's one of those shows, kind of like when I watched Breaking Bad. Like, every time an episode ended, I was like, fuck, I have to watch another one. So like, I can only watch the show when I'm able to like sit there and watch it for like 3 or 4 hours, because it's just like I love it that much.
I've never seen Breaking Bad, and I know that everybody always told me to watch it.
Yeah, like when I watched Breaking Bad, it was almost completely done being released on Netflix. They only had the last half of a season.
So you got in right before the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's
and it was
one
amazing.
Of the best times to get in.
Oh, it was. I'm glad that I didn't keep up with it like on TV, because it took like 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, that's a commitment.
And to watch it took me like 5 days. Like, I just watched it every day for hours and hours, and it kind of left me in the same mindset of like when we watched Joker, where we were both kind of, well, at least for me, and I'm sure other people had this experience of like, you're like questioning yourself after you watch it, like, am I a bad person for liking this character and like empathizing with him?
Yeah, it's I think everybody would have to have that feeling at least at some point, because I mean, not everybody questions their feelings, so not everybody's gonna understand.
Oh
that,
yeah,
I
for
guess.
sure.
But
if you can't relate to like being mentally unstable to some degree, then, you know, of course you probably wouldn't relate to the movie very much,
but most people probably have had some stressful times, you know, and they'd understand how it all goes down in there.
Yeah. But anyways, you know, I don't want to give any like spoilers, so that's probably enough. Like, you know, that's probably enough.
Yes.
Description of that movie, because, you know,
go see it.
That's essentially the vibe of it.
It's beautiful.
But Ryan, one day you really should watch Breaking Bad.
I think I'm gonna try at some point.
It's a piece of TV history.
It's like a piece of art
that will always be remembered as like one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Yeah, you think? Up there with like I Love Lucy.
I don't think, Ryan, I know. Like, it's already like known as.
It's hard to think of like basically in the future it would be like it's a classic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's hard to think of anything that's being produced like in the time I've been alive to be like it's a classic. Like, I think like maybe like when I was a child. Now. Yeah, but it's just interesting because, you know, you've got like the classic movies like that everybody knows, like Casablanca and those, and like those. That's when I think of a classic. It's like those are the things I think.
Yeah,
of. And to think of something recent being a classic, it's just weird to me that it's been that long where we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know, you could say something is like classic, like just in a loose term, like, oh, that's classic, like something that is new.
Yeah, like Coca-Cola.
I mean, that's like me saying, like, when you were talking about Doug Funny earlier, like, oh, Doug, y'all, that's a classic cartoon.
Yeah, it is a classic, and I guess it's something that kind of lives on, and like you see it, and it becomes an icon. Doug Funny is an icon, just like the Blobfish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To get back to to get back to our original search there. Well, not the very first one, but is the blobfish a deep sea creature?
Yeah, the blobfish is like that's why it looks like that. It's like being crushed. It's being crushed by the depth of the ocean, the weight of the water on you. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure down there. The blobfish is in the deepest sea, and I guess I wonder what this. I don't know what should we search. What's the scariest deep sea creature, or what is the deepest sea creature in the sea?
I mean, even if you, Whatever you want, because I know you're not keeping it simple either way.
What is the deepest creature in the sea?
Yeah, that's not a correct phrase, but
Yeah. Snailfish. Oh, see? My searches always work.
not true as well. But
Ooh, the Mariana.
but it did bring something up.
Yeah, the Mariana snailfish has been observed at
Yeah.
depths of 8,178 meters, just over 5 miles down. I wonder if they live in the Mariana Trench. They do! They're named after its home, the Mariana Trench. Also a band.
Yeah, the Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean.
Yep, and the snailfish, they're the winner. They made it the deepest. They basically climbed the reverse Mount Everest. They did it. Go snailfish.
Go snailfish. Not by any means the creepiest deep sea creature, that's for sure.
No siree, Bob. Doesn't look that bad.
It looks
at all.
more, yeah, it looks kind of just like a snail that's like in the shape of a human sperm.
Oh, it really looks like a human sperm here. 26,000 feet deep. That's so deep.
Yeah, that's almost as deep as Mount Everest is tall.
Yeah. These fish be climbing.
So essentially, the top of Mount Everest and the bottom of the Mariana Trench is about 60,000 feet.
Whoa. So, okay. But
So if that was into the air from the surface of the Earth, you would be in the atmosphere of the Earth.
yeah. That's crazy.
Like above the clouds
Yeah.
and above like what's the first layer of the atmosphere? I don't remember. But there's there's different layers.
I have no idea. I could check real quick to give a little bit.
You didn't know there's different layers of the atmosphere?
I don't know what the first layer is called.
Oh, okay.
Layer of the atmosphere. Let's see.
It's
the
the ozone
troposphere.
layer.
Troposphere. Right. Because then there's stratosphere. Right.
Oh,
Troposphere.
yeah. Troposphere. That's the name of this episode.
Why?
No, probably not. Yeah.
It's like it's a bad episode. This is a battle episode.
Yeah.
Nah. But I was
no. This is a good episode.
This is a good old episode.
I think it's pretty good
I think it's
episode
pretty
so far.
good. It's a good day in Rhinetown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking like, so you've got like these weird glowing fish creatures, snailfish, and they like literally glow.
A lot of the creatures in the deep sea glow
Yeah, and they're down there and they're swimming
because
around.
they're bioluminescent.
And they can only survive there. But imagine if like you climbed Mount Everest and there were just like these weird fish creatures like floating through the air. Like they only live at those two depths.
You mean that depth and that height?
Yeah, but they're like weird flying fish birds up on Mount Everest, and you can only see them by climbing it, so that like nobody knows if they're real.
Well, if
or
that were
not.
the case, I would try to climb Mount Everest because as of now, I have no reason to do that. And I could, nobody
You
can
do
go.
it.
Nobody can go down that deep into the ocean because the pressure would destroy any vehicle that tried to go down there.
Well, they got pictures of these fish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I'm saying a vehicle that you could ride in.
That you could ride in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
This
so
was
you
just a
can't
camera.
like literally see it for yourself, but if what you were saying were the truth, you could, ostensibly go up and witness that creature with your own eyes, whereas you can't see these deep sea creatures with your own eyes.
No, we'll never be able to see them. But yeah, that would be amazing if you could go up there.
Yeah,
and
I
there were,
mean-
like, these creatures floating through
Well,
the
yeah.
clouds, and you couldn't get them on videotape because they camouflage themselves whenever they see a camera or something.
Yeah, I mean, but you'd have to risk your life to go see them, but I'm sure a lot more people would risk their life to go up to the top of Mount Everest.
Probably. This is reminding me of like it's like, are we creating a new Bigfoot? Like, oh, they're the sky fish of Mount Everest. Like, is this the newest? Is this the newest Nessie? Could it be?
Oh, you mean like a
Yeah.
cryptid?
Yeah, cryptid.
Mm.
I couldn't think of the word cryptid. Yes, Bigfoot. Yes, Bigfoot. Could the snailfish of Mount Everest be the next Bigfoot?
The Snailfish of Mount Everest.
Yes.
Maybe that's the title of the show.
It's the newest cryptid.
Oh,
All the kids
man.
are talking about it. They don't know if it's real. This is the hottest thing since Slenderman.
This is the hottest thing since Slenderman.
Oh, cryptid. I wonder if are there any cryptids that I don't really know about. It would be cool to like go deeper into cryptids at some point. But there's a list of them. I'm curious how many. Ooh, there's
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 some
a
that are
lot.
like not as well known, but
I mean, like, there's the Kraken. Like, the Kraken's
Well, yeah.
well known. Like, I like that one. It just says location: the world's oceans. It could be anywhere, as long as it's an ocean.
yeah. There's a lot. Like, there's a few that are like really well known, but they come from all different like folklores from all over the world. So there's plenty that people don't know about.
Yeah, and then there's like terrestrial ones. They're all like they're just aliens. I guess aliens are technically a cryptid. Oh no, like chupacabra's on this list.
Yeah.
I thought the chupacabra was always real. He's a goat sucker.
You thought it was a real animal?
I thought that it was at one point and it died.
Mm.
Like
An endangered species.
And then like they're always scared. They're scared of the ghost of the chupacabra, and then everybody fears it because it goes and it drinks their goat's blood.
There definitely are way more there's way more actual like listed cryptids than I thought there were.
Mongolian death worm. It's a creature alleged to exist in the Gobi Desert. Oh, that's nice.
Mm.
I mean,
I feel like one could derive a lot of cool like ideas for fictional stories just from like looking at this list.
Oh, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, like that guy, like could technically be like a cryptid.
Because when you said the death worm one,
yeah,
it instantly made me think of Tremors, the movie.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm like thinking, oh, you could probably like reference this list to get like ideas for like, going back to like a bunch of weird creatures and stuff. Could give you a good beginning of like some cartoon characters or something like that.
Or like some just it could even be like a special like where they have to fight it or something.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla.
Like if you were making like a Dark Souls type of game.
Yeah.
You could look at this list and be like, oh,
I bet
this is a good villain.
I bet they have. I mean, like you got Lizard Man of Scape Ori de Swamp or Swamp. Like that's like straight up like Swamp Thing.
I wonder if like to become a cryptid there has to be like at least one alleged sighting of it. Like I wonder what makes something a cryptid. Like they can't all just be like invented. Like I wonder if it has to be like known about from folklore.
I don't know, cause well, there's Mothman is on this list.
Yeah,
and Mothman I thought was a more recent-ish thing. Yeah, 1966.
Well, yeah, that's because that guy made the book The Mothman. Mm-hmm. So it became a more like that's a more well-known cryptid.
I mean, West Virginia doesn't have much, so maybe they were just like, we'll add it to the cryptid list. We got to give West Virginia something.
I don't think that's how it happened at all. But
probably not. How do you? Maybe I can just like look up how do you become a cryptid?
How do you become a cryptid?
Yeah.
You can put on a furry suit and go run around in the woods.
How do you become a cryptid? How to become a cryptid? But I don't know what this is, but it's a photo gallery. Ooh, what is this?
Looks like garbage.
It does look like garbage. Hey, since I haven't been active in forever, who wants to hear a story about how I became a local cryptid in my town? Oh no. Oh no, this is a long...
Oh yeah, it's a story, Ryan.
Long story.
Typically stories are, they can be very short, but typically they're a few paragraphs long.
I just scrolled all the way down to the bottom, and the last line is just, so yeah, that's how I became a bear-killing demon in my neighborhood. I never corrected anyone because I was too embarrassed.
Riveting.
What? That just tells me a little something about that story, and I don't know if I got time for that.
Yeah, we definitely don't have time for anything like that.
And besides,
With
you don't start...
just a few minutes left of the podcast.
True, yeah. And you never start a paragraph with the word, like, letters, like, homeboy fucking takes off. Like, you never start a sentence with that. That's just...
Well,
that's just bad.
That's another thing about stories, Ryan, is not everyone can tell them.
Can we? Do we successfully tell stories and tales here?
I don't know, but there...
do we find the greatest answers?
There is... if you want to hear a disgusting story...
I do.
Go watch... no, not you. You've already heard it.
Oh, okay.
If you want to hear a disgusting story, go and watch our One Bonkers episode on our Let's Play channel, and you can hear a story about how I exploded diarrhea into a women's room toilet. Spoiler alert.
That's a good one. That's a good story. Was that in the first episode?
Nah, I think it was like 2 or 3.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the Let's Play stories are like a background to like who we are. It's kind of funny. There's like...
Yeah, I don't know what the number of the episode is, but the name of the episode is I Think I Cracked the Bowl in Half.
Yeah, we're not being candid here.
You mean we are being candid?
We're being candid here. What the heck does candid mean?
It just means that you're like...
I thought it was
being
like hidden.
It means... No, it means open and honest about everything.
Oh, okay. For some reason...
Like, like... I hope people remember my candor, that means you want people to remember that you were transparent.
Gotcha. Yeah. I feel like we're pretty transparent people.
Well, yeah, I mean...
We make a lot of jokes.
We like to be goofy and like do bits, but a lot of stuff that we talk about or say it probably has a lot to do with who we actually are. So I like to think that on our channel we get nice and personal and honest. Like that's what people like to hear. I mean, that's what I like to hear. So
see your honesty.